Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. After clinching the top step of the podium in the sprint race of the Americas GP at COTA, Marc Márquez addressed the challenges ahead. Sharing the podium with his brother Álex Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia, the Ducati rider celebrated his victory while candidly discussing the risks and realities of racing at the highest level. His comments come in the wake of a nerve-wracking first lap scare that almost cost him the lead. At the circuit of the Americas, Pecco Bagnaia experienced a rare moment of leadership during the sprint race of the Americas GP. Although Marc Márquez ultimately claimed victory and maintained his perfect record in 2025, the Ducati rider's fierce battle in the opening corners provided a glimpse of hope for his season. Now 36 points behind Marquez and 31 points adrift in the standings, Bagnaia is determined to turn this experience into progress as he works to close the gap. Fabio Quartararo arrived in Austin still reeling from a challenging Argentine Grand Prix, where a 14th place finish left him searching for answers. At the demanding circuit of the Americas, however, the Frenchman found a renewed sense of joy in racing, securing his best result of the season so far in the sprint race and leaving the paddock with a broad smile. At the Americas GP in Austin, Marini demonstrated clear signs of progress on the Honda RC213V by scoring his first points finish in the sprint race since switching to the new bike. After a difficult weekend in Argentina, where he struggled at the back of the grid, the Italian rider showcased how much Honda has improved over the past 12 months. Now riding in a dry session that brought out the bike's true character, Marini's performance not only provided valuable points but also boosted his confidence for future rounds. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Marquez described a dramatic moment on the opening lap at COTA, where a long right-hand corner forced him to take extra precautions. Recognizing the potential danger as Pecco Bagnaia surged at the start, he pushed hard to create a gap but nearly overdid it. Reflecting on that critical moment, he explained how he managed to regain control by adjusting his riding style mid-race. That little scare, actually a big scare, on that long right-hand corner almost made me push too hard, but in the very next corner I rode calmer and smoother to regain first. Quote from Marquez. Looking beyond his victory, Marquez acknowledged the inherent difficulty of consistently maintaining a top performance throughout an entire season. He emphasized that even though winning is a major goal, the dynamic nature of MotoGP means that no rider can be first all year. With races coming in various conditions, from Qatar to Jerez, the challenge is not only to win but to adapt continuously. I'm very aware that the day will come, whether tomorrow in Qatar or in Jerez, when we won't be on top, because it's impossible to be first in every pole, every sprint, and every race all year. Amid the fierce competition, Marquez reflected on the unique feeling of standing on the podium alongside his brother Álex. While this achievement is no longer headline news, he expressed pride in the rare accomplishment of finishing first and second, noting the importance of family support and shared success within the team. Yes, it's no longer news that we finished first and second, but it's still something I'm very proud of. It's not normal, and we have to enjoy this moment together. With the next race promising to be long and physically demanding, Marquez stressed the need for unwavering concentration. Citing the razor-thin margins in MotoGP, where just 10% more throttle can lead to disaster, he vowed that he and his team will approach the upcoming race with maximum focus, ready to tackle any challenges that arise. There are times to manage, there are times to suffer, and as we saw today, a thousandth of a second can change everything. Tomorrow we'll be 100% focused. Marc Márquez's candid insights shed light on both the triumphs and challenges of MotoGP racing. As he prepares for what promises to be a demanding race ahead, his acknowledgement of the sport's unpredictable nature reminds fans that even the best riders face obstacles. With determination and a commitment to excellence, Marquez is ready to adapt and push forward, fully aware that no winning streak can last forever. In a sprint race where every thousandth of a second counts, Bagnaia made a bold move on lap 1 that briefly put him in front of the pack. Starting from 6th on the grid, he managed to surge into first place after a hard-fought battle with Marquez in the early sequence of corners. Though he eventually finished 3rd, the move was a turning point for the Italian, who described it as the first time this season he truly felt capable of challenging the dominant leader. "It was great because for the first time I felt I had a chance. We worked hard, and I felt closer to the pace we need. It was a sign that with more work, I can push these limits." Quote from Bagnaia. Despite the promising start, Bagnaia admitted that sustaining a competitive pace in the opening laps remains a challenge. Losing approximately 1.5 seconds to Álex Marquez in laps 2 through 4 proved costly, underscoring the need for improvement in his early race performance. The Italian is now focused on fine-tuning his braking and throttle management on the new GP25, aiming to harness that initial burst of speed over a longer stint. "I did a very good start, but in laps 2, 3, and 4 I lost too much time. I need to work on those early laps to keep the gap in my favor and be able to fight at every stage of the race." With a demanding race ahead and strategic adjustments already under consideration, Bagnaia is optimistic about his chances to challenge not only Marquez, but also his teammate Álex. Reflecting on tire performance, he noted that a less soft rear tire might help manage consumption better over a long race. The Italian's determination is clear as he prepares for a grueling test of endurance and skill, aiming to build on the progress shown at COTA. "Tomorrow will be a very long race. We might opt for a different rear tire strategy, and I believe a battle with Álex is possible if we continue pushing and refine our setup further." Pecco Bagnaia's spirited performance at COTA may not have translated into a win, but it provided a critical confidence boost and valuable insights into his pace and potential. As he continues to work on those vital early laps and adjust his strategy for longer races, Bagnaia remains focused on taking every opportunity to fight back in the championship. With determination and tactical refinement, the promise of a breakthrough season could be just around the corner. Coming off a difficult Argentine weekend, Quartararo stepped into Austin with uncertainty. Forced into Q1 due to his struggles in Argentina, he managed to salvage his day by progressing through Q2, qualifying in 11th place, a result that gave him hope of cracking the top 10. "I didn't expect to be in this position today, but the challenge has made me hungry to push harder." Quote from Quartararo. With the track demanding every ounce of concentration, Quartararo's qualifying effort was a testament to his resilience. Despite a less-than-ideal grid position, his performance in Q2 demonstrated that even a difficult start can be transformed into an opportunity for growth. "Qualifying in 11th gave me a spark. There's always room to fight back, and today it felt like the first step to finding our rhythm." When the lights went out, Quartararo surged forward from 6th on the grid, quickly climbing into 4th place within the opening corners. His aggressive start showcased his determination and ability to make daring overtakes, even though he was later overtaken by 2 Ducatis. "Getting off to a good start changes everything. I pushed hard from the inside, and for a moment it felt like I truly had a chance." Reflecting on the differences between Austin and Argentina, the Frenchman highlighted key technical challenges, particularly regarding grip and engine power. While he admitted that the Yamaha isn't quite on the same level as the Ducatis in those areas, he remains encouraged by the pace he's developing, even if it means losing a few tenths in the early laps. "In Argentina, we lacked pace all weekend, but here we're only 2 or 3 tenths behind. The problem is grip and aero efficiency. We use our front end a lot, and that's an area we need to improve." Despite finishing 6th, a gap that cost him several seconds in the closing laps, Quartararo's overall performance was a bright spot in an otherwise challenging season. His contagious smile at the finish line spoke volumes about the thrill of competition and the joy of a race well fought. "It's been a long time since I've had this much fun in a race. Even with daring overtakes and a great start, today reminded me why I love racing." With renewed energy and optimism, Fabio Quartararo is setting his sights on tomorrow's race, His performance at Austin has not only provided a confidence boost but also reinforced his belief that with continued effort and technical refinement, the path to a stronger season is well within reach. The weekend in Austin marked a turning point for Luca Marini. Having set the fastest time in Q1, he started 7th on the grid and managed to grab 8th place in the sprint race, a significant improvement compared to his previous outings. The fast, dry conditions allowed him to extract better performance from the RC213V, especially when it came to entering corners and braking precisely. This morning, in the first real dry session, the sensations were good straight away. I could feel the bike being fast, especially when entering corners and stopping well. Quote from Marini. Last year's Austin weekend was one of the worst for Marini, where he ended up at the very back and failed to score any points. Today, his progress is evident. The experience in Argentina seems to have set the groundwork for improvement, and the results in Texas indicate that Honda's development work is paying off. Marini's performance in Austin confirms that he is on the right track, both in terms of bike setup and his own riding style. We've made a step compared to Argentina, and that small progress gives me even more motivation to keep pushing forward. Despite the positive signs, Marini acknowledged a persistent issue: vibrations. During the race, these vibrations, especially noticeable at corner entry and at maximum lean, cost the team valuable tenths per lap. According to him, solving this problem could unlock even greater performance, allowing the bike to be faster in the corners and potentially closing the gap to rivals who excel on both short and long straights. We lose 3 to 4 tenths per lap because of these vibrations, and if we solve that, we could make a big step forward. Looking ahead to the long race, Marini highlighted that tire management will be crucial, especially with the rear medium compound under evaluation. With a focus on achieving a clean start and maintaining aerodynamic efficiency throughout the race, he stressed that a good start is essential. The combination of improved bike performance and strategic tire choices could help the team gain those extra fractions of a second where the battle is ultimately won or lost. A lot will depend on the start and the first corner. If we get clean air, the aerodynamics will help us, and that's when the true potential of the bike can be unleashed. Luca Marini's encouraging performance in Austin is a testament to the hard work behind the scenes at Honda. While there are still issues to iron out, most notably the vibrations, the direction is clear, and the progress is real. As the season unfolds, the RC213V looks poised to challenge its rivals more consistently, and with continued improvements, the future holds the promise of a more competitive ride for Marini. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you next time.